I watch all these YouTube videos on all these corrupt cops who are arresting and lying on innocent people just to suit their own personal needs. Because the cops are dirty or corrupt. So I'm going to make this video, put it on YouTube, and hope it doesn't get me in trouble. A few months back, I was pulled over by a cop I believe is corrupt, who's power hungry. Searched my vehicle, searched my person, didn't find anything for 20 minutes. Multiple cops, like 3 or 4 cops, searched my truck. 20 minutes later, didn't find anything. But they insisted there was something there, even though there was nothing there to find. No drugs, no paraphernalia, no weapons. Completely honest and with the cops. Didn't want to get in trouble. Told them, please, search my vehicle. They didn't find nothing after 20 minutes. 4 officers couldn't find nothing because there's nothing there to find, nothing illegal. I requested a canine unit to come out and search my vehicle after they couldn't find nothing because they kept insisting there was something there even though there wasn't. Canine unit came out. The canine unit and the officer went around my vehicle 4 times. 3 times didn't find anything. The 4th time, the officer handling the canine took his right hand and tapped with his 2 fingers of his right hand, tapped the side of my passenger side of my truck. The dog sat down. Then the arresting officer that arrested me said that the canine unit on the 4th time around, only after the officer tapped the door with his fingers of his right hand, the canine unit indicated that there's something there. The 4 officers for 20 minutes didn't find nothing, went through the whole truck, up, down, side to side. Canine unit went around 3 times, didn't find nothing. 4th time, officer tapped the door, the dog sat down, indicating that there was something there, even though there wasn't nothing there. So then the officer that arrested me looked through the truck one more time, didn't find nothing. Even got on his hands and knees like an animal, looked under my truck, didn't find anything. He was looking for one of those secret magnetic hidden boxes that sometimes people put stuff in when they're trying to hide stuff. Didn't find one. Talked to the other officers, would not let me hear what they were saying because they were whispering, talking low. Finally, came back after about 30 or 40 minutes. Me, my girlfriend, and a friend of ours were standing on the side of the road waiting for something to happen. I don't know, waiting for something. The female passenger, a friend of me and my girlfriend, the friend, had warrants out because the officer came over and told her, hey, you have warrants, but we're not going to arrest you. We're going to let you go. She had 2 warrants out, but they were not going to arrest her, let her go. They said they were going to arrest me because after 45 minutes later, the arresting officer said he found a piece, a shard, a piece of glass that was in the cup holder, out in plain sight, not hidden under a seat, nothing like that, out in plain sight in my truck. And he believes that glass piece was part of a glass pipe used for drugs. It wasn't. I didn't even know there was a piece of glass in there. I told him that, looked him in the face, eye to eye, man to man, and said, I didn't know it was in there. As far as I'm concerned, there wasn't nothing in there. It took 4 officers the first 20 minutes not to find anything. Canine unit went around 3 times, didn't find anything until the officer instructed the canine to sit down, tapped the side of the truck, and then they found something. So they arrested me, took me to jail, claiming it was a misdemeanor paraphernalia charge for drug paraphernalia. When I asked to see this piece of glass, they denied it to me. Had to pay a bonds company to get me out the next day. Went to court once over it, asked a lawyer, court-appointed lawyer, if I could see the evidence, the piece of glass. They refused to show it to me. Asked the judge, he refused to show it to me. Asked to see a police report, they refused to show it to me. The lawyer, the court-appointed lawyer, read this piece of paper, went and talked to him in the side room of the courtroom. He told me that the arresting officer added charges to it after I was already in jail. And the extra charges were they found 2 whole glass pipes drug pipes on me, which never happened. I think it's a corrupt cop looking for glory from his superiors and his fellow officers by lying about me and what happened to me just to make himself look good. I think the canine officer tapped the side of my truck the fourth time he went around my truck, because the first 3 times the canine did not detect or find anything until he tapped my truck with his fingers on his right hand, instructing the dog to sit down. And when the dog sat down, they said then they found something. I think that's bullshit. Went to court. The lawyer tells me that in the building that the courtroom was in, cops do not lie. They never lie. They always automatically tell the truth. They have no choice. And no matter what they say, the judges, the lawyers, and the cops all believe it. Because you wear a badge, you automatically tell the truth. Like a robot, they cannot lie. They never lie. And I was going to lose my case, even though I pleaded not guilty. I was going to lose my case and spend time in jail. A year exactly. Over misdemeanor paraphernalia charge that nobody can show me the evidence. Nobody can show me a police report. They wouldn't let me see the police report. They just read it off a piece of paper. Costing me over $4,000. I have to see my probation officer on a regular basis. I have to pee in a cup now to prove I'm not on drugs. Because I'm not. I'm really tired right now and frustrated. But I'm not on drugs. Had a new court date after talking to my probation officer. Went to talk to a different judge about the situation, hoping this new judge would be open-minded and understand where I was coming from. When I saw the new judge, the moment I walked in the courtroom, this judge looked at me like I was just some piece of trash off the street. She already had her mind made up the second I entered that courtroom before any words came out of my mouth. So then she asked me if I wanted, the judge was a female, she asked me if I wanted to speak to her lawyers, because I don't have enough money to hire one, a court-appointed lawyer. I said yes. Waited for 45 minutes. After 45 minutes, the judge looked at me and says, there's no lawyers available for you to talk to. So I'm going to reschedule a court date for a week from last Monday. Basically, got to go back Friday. And I said, wait a minute, so you're telling me you're denying me the right to speak to an attorney? A court-appointed attorney? Besides me, there were literally 4 other people in that courtroom. Nobody else. It was like almost empty. So the judge denied me the right to talk to an attorney. The police officers, several police officers, lied about what I was being arrested for. It's costing me $4,000 on probation for a year. And this has just turned my world upside down. Because I cannot work. I'm disabled. I don't have money to pay for this. I believe the cops, the legal system is corrupt. I believe they've lied about what's going on just to make a quick buck off of me. Personally, I think the cop that arrested me should be fired. I think an investigation should be done. But one thing I've learned about where I live, investigation, national news story, thousands of people watch this on your video, millions of people watch this on YouTube. It ain't gonna matter. Out here, you wear a badge, you're like a god. If I wore a badge and I went up to some random person on the street I've never met before, didn't even know existed on this earth, and I said, you're guilty because I say you're guilty, you're going to jail, even if they've committed no crime, they're going to jail. Because out here, men and women who wear badges are like gods. What they say is set in stone. And I wish there was somebody who could help me with this.